Okay, those are two different questions, because if they're in a breakup and you didn't like the relationship, then you got to pause to not celebrate right in front of them. Right? You be careful about that. Um, Usually they're going to be, surrounded by friends. It depends. It's greatly different between girls and guys. And girls are maybe going to have their friends over, and I'm being totally stereotypical here, but I think my daughter did this the first time breakup, and girls came over and she had ice cream. And what was amazing is, and this is a testimony to the relationship that I worked really, really hard to build with my daughter. When I came home from work that day, she said, "Daddy, come sit next to me." And she was like 16 or so. This is 5 years ago. And she wanted to sit next to her daddy and sit in my lap and eat ice cream. And then I didn't really say anything. I just said, "I love you." That's it. Right. And we watched something together with her friends, and that was great. And that's the biggest thing. It's just, I'm here, and don't make commentary on it. Don't try and make them feel better. And that's something we learn when we become therapists and counselors. Is it's not your job to make somebody feel better, because what you end up doing is trying to talk them out of a feeling, which paradoxically reinforces the feeling. Because what we're actually conveying is, I have anxiety about you feeling this right now, so you need to calm my anxiety by feeling differently. And it's in the name of being a servant, you're actually being very, very selfish. And we don't even understand this. This is something that I think needs to be taught more and more, is you don't talk people out of feelings. You don't try and make them feel better and say, "Well, you could think about this." And no, man, that stinks. This sucks. God. That's it. I'm sorry. That's it. Walk alongside them. That's it. Now, if they're in a relationship you don't like, then you are in a difficult situation. I will say, the one thing I think I have prayed more about in terms of my kids, and I'm starting to even more now they're 21 and 19, is their mate selection. The idea of them getting married to somebody that I think is really bad for them is terrifying. It is terrifying me. Oh my gosh. So you're in a difficult situation. If they're dating somebody in high school, we realize they're not going to get married. But if you think it's a toxic relationship that's going to hurt them, then say that. I think you are in a toxic relationship, and I think you're going to get hurt in a bad way. And I'm not sure exactly what to do about this. That's a very frank way to say it, if you really believe it that strongly. And you hear my voice, how it's calm but solid, stern. I think you are in a toxic relationship, and I think it's bad for you, and I am scared that you're going to get hurt in a very bad way. And I'm not sure what to do about it. I'm afraid that if I just say you cannot see him or you cannot see her, then it's just going to suddenly make them more attractive to you, just to spite me. And I don't want that. But I'm letting you know I don't know what to do about this, but I have to talk to you about it. I've got to tell you. Then again, start that. That's a starter to the conversation. And go back to what we were saying earlier. If you're going to have that conversation one-on-one, don't look them in the eye very, very strongly until you want to make that main point. Let them know how long this conversation is going to be. Look, I need to talk to you about something, and I think it's only going to take 10 minutes, unless you want it to go longer. And then elephant in the room. I have strong concerns about your relationship with him. I think you're in a toxic relationship, and I'm afraid you're going to get hurt very badly, and I'm not sure what to do about it. That is a very respect-filled way to do it. But it's also, you're stating very clearly, I love you, and I have a responsibility to you. And my main responsibility to you is to let you know exactly how I feel. Then if it's really, really toxic, right, then you got to do an intervention and say, like, we're not letting this happen, and prepare for it to get ugly, even involving the other kids' parents. Just say, look, I don't think these kids are good for each other, right? Because the reality is they're not kids. They are the burgeoning adults. And I think they're not good for each other, and they're going to hurt each other somehow.